Light has begun the climb down, at least publicly. They're now attempting to sort of buy off everybody who's angry at them and no longer will shop and buy Bud Light by putting on sort of unnamed suspension the marketing executive who originally put together the partnership between Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. According to the Associated Press, Alissa Heinerscheid, Bud Light's VP of Marketing, will be replaced by Todd Allen, the most recent global vice president of Budweiser, according to reports from Beer Business Daily and Ad Age. A spokesperson for Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser Busch, on Saturday did not directly confirm the leave of absence, but said that Allen, as VP of Bud Light, will report directly to the U.S. Chief Marketing Officer. This should not end whatever boycott people have going against Bud Light, because, again, this is obviously just some sort of PR move. That is why you announce a move like that. Until they say, listen, we are not going to dip our toes into politically sensitive waters again. We're here to sell beer and to like America, and those are the only two things that we are here for. Until they actually do that, then you don't need to buy Bud Light. You shouldn't buy it anyway. It seems to be not very good beer. But aside from that, it is fairly obvious at this point that when people on the right and people in the middle say we're not interested in a thing, it turns out the companies actually do answer to that, at least in small part. So, what does that tell you? What it does tell you is that companies respond to pressure campaigns. Now, hilariously, there's a piece by Brian Broom over at the Washington Post blaming the Bud Light controversy not on stupid marketing ideas.
What's going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic, wonderful day. And once again, we're here to talk about Bud Light. Now, I had a video yesterday that talked about how Alissa Heinerscheid had been put on the VP of marketing for Bud Light. Had been put on administrative leave after she said the company was too fratty. She wants to reinvent it to have a new image by putting Dylan Mulvaney's face on cans, although that hasn't been admitted that she's the one responsible for it. And for her efforts of losing the company at least $9 billion so far, that's billions with a B, she has been placed on administrative leave. And then her superior, Mr. Daniel Blake, was also put on administrative leave, or so they say, took an administrative leave. So Bud Light is still hemorrhaging things. TikTok is still popping off with new Bud Light boycotts. Everybody's pretty pissed. But I wanted to talk today about the beneficiaries of this. The people who are profiting, Coors Light, Miller's Light, Yingling. And it's got to be great for them. They haven't actually really done anything. They haven't made any smart marketing moves. They're literally gaining more customers through Bud Light, Budweiser, Anheuser Busch's failure to understand their core audience, failure to uphold their American values. The most competent employee, I believe, right now at Anheuser Busch is the Clydesdale horse, which he or she, I'm not sure the horse's gender, and I don't want to assume anything. This is 2023. Please don't cancel me, YouTube overlords, please. Until they go into the rainbow unicorn mode, they're going to be doing pretty well. But I found this article. I thought it was very fascinating, so I wanted to bring it to you here. And I get to do a video that's not about people getting canned, even though I think we all can, everyone at Anheuser Busch right now is taking it in the can. They're at $9 billion. But anyway. Bud Light's hangover gets worse. Rivals Coors Light and Miller Lite sales spike 18% in wake of, and I can't say this name. I know I did once before. Hopefully YouTube overlords won't catch that. In wake of Lord Voldemort's debacle, as flagship brand suffers a 17% dip in industry insiders call crisis an extremely difficult scenario. And I would 100% agree with that. If they double down on this, which I think is their only move at this point, even though I don't think they should, but I think doubling down on this leftist woke ideology is their only move, because you can't really go against it now, because now you will alienate the left. But if you keep going with it, I mean, you're going to lose more of the moderates and the right. But you've already lost them. I don't know if they're going to come back. I don't think this is going to be a quick fix. I think if you go out to a bar, there's always going to be a negative stigma around somebody ordering Bud Lights. I think it was one country singer, I think Travis Tritt, said, you think there's anyone who's ever going to be, ordering a round of Bud Lights for the table? Probably not, because there's a negative stigma around it. Now, is nobody going to buy it? People are obviously still going to buy it, but, it's only going to get worse. bars are going to start canceling their orders of it. If they can't sell it, they're not going to stock it. Doesn't matter if they're woke or not. Business is about sales. Anyway, let's get into this. Bud Light has suffered another blow in the fallout from its Lord Voldemort partnership, as its rival sales have spiked while it's seen huge losses. Coors Light and Miller Lite both saw bumps to sales, while Anheuser Busch owned brewer saw them plunge. The flagship American brand has suffered a staggering hit, which resulted in 2 senior members of the team being placed on leave, which I covered yesterday. Bud Light's VP of Marketing, Alissa Heinerscheid, took a leave of absence, while the VP of mainstream brand, Daniel Blake, stepped down some days after. The pair have faced a brunt of criticism, with a report from Insights Express, a beer-focused newsletter, saying it is an extremely difficult scenario for the business, adding these numbers are staggering. It's you can see right here in this graph, it's a no-win scenario. You can see down, what is, does this go by dates? Oh, yeah, okay, it does. So April 6th, down 6%. April 8th, I'm sorry, down 6%. Coors, Miller Lite, they're going up. April 15th, down 17%. That's humongous. Now they're up 10, 11%. So you can actually see by these numbers, it's not like people are stopping drinking. That's not going to happen. Everyone in America, they love their beer, most people. And it's recovered a little bit, April 21st here, 6.7% down, 18% up, but these are still rising. Miller Lite, Coors Light, they are still rising. In the week after the campaigns launched on April 1st, which should have been a joke as it wasn't, Bud Light dollar sales dipped 6%, Coors Light rose to 3.5%, Miller Lite. Backlash ramped up against Anheuser Busch, with Kid Rock opening fire on several cases of beer, which was a great video. Their sales dropped 17% in the week of April 18th. By comparison, Coors Light saw sales rise by 10.6%, while Miller Lite scooped up even more profit, with sales rising 11.5%. Last week, sales of Bud Light had risen slightly, with the company seeing just a 6.7% dip in sales, with both their rivals seeing a huge increase of 18%. And it's got to be great days for them. I hear they're throwing parties over there. They might actually, make an offer to the Clydesdale horse to come over to their brand. But that is going to depend on if they're, a lot of factors. But this is such a huge, Bud Light is screwed. There is nothing they can do at this point but wait it out. And I'm very happy this boycott is working. It's great. I think people should vote with their wallets. But eventually, I do think this backlash will probably go away. But it's not looking like that anytime soon. This could be months. They've lost $9 billion in the past 3 weeks. They're not going to make that money back. There's no way to recover that money. And their sales are probably going to be substantially impacted for months, if not, I don't know about years, but people aren't so soon to forget this. Anyone who's got, a mother, sisters, daughters, I think people are sick of this. We don't want an erasure of women. Men and women obviously have different attributes, but we're all equal on the human sense. But, we need women for a lot of things. And I don't think that men should be coming in and taking away biological women's places. I don't think they should be trying to usurp them. This is going back to the 1920s, when women were fighting for the right to vote. Women have fought a lot to try to have equal rights within our society, and I believe that they do. But now, men, or I'm not going to say all men, but some men are trying to erase them by impersonating women. And companies are for some reason supporting it. And as somebody who has a mother and a daughter, I find that very offensive. And I'm very glad for Miller and Coors Light doing the good business they do. I hope they keep making more. I hope Bud Light goes broke. That's all I got for you. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for listening this long. Later.